So welcome again to this very special training, and we're here to talk about social media and how to leverage social media. And this is a very important strategy, whether you're an onliner or an offliner. Please, let's interact together. And we just want to, Doug says something very kind. He says that he can't get enough of these webinars that we do. That's very kind of you, Doug. And today's strategy is I think it's going to be very helpful for you and to everyone else that's joined us on this early morning. All right, let's get straight into this. And social media really is, there's a love-hate relationship that marketers have with social media. Let's talk about the love that we should have for social media, Roger. And that is potentially social media can change your business, because the amounts of traffic that exists on Facebook and Twitter are it's unparalleled. You just can't get enough of it. And it's just a resource of traffic that if you know how to leverage it, it's incredible. Secondly, your audience, it doesn't pretty much matter what niche you're in. And perhaps if you guys could just write in right now, tell us your niche. Are you an onliner? Are you an offliner? And if you're onliner, tell us your niche, just so we get a little feel for who's on the call. If you can write that in, it'd be very helpful. Offline, printing, offline. Mainly offline people here, trying to be an offliner. Parenting, online. Excellent. So we've got a varied audience here. So the thing is, your audience is right there on Facebook. Roger, you've shown people how Facebook has the list and has the fan pages, and that people's audiences are right there. Perhaps let's take a minute, Roger, where you perhaps can share your Facebook. Why don't you just show people how the niches that they're throwing out right now, how they exist right now in Facebook, and why, if they could only leverage this, the results they could possibly generate. So I'm going to give up so quickly. I'm giving up the podium here to Roger. That didn't take long. So, Roger, if you can just...
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the big thing with social media, guys, is that, I mean, the traffic is there. And let's take a look at some of you guys. Okay, so I've got someone here who says that they're in health, medicine, things like that. So let's say, like, healthy nutrition, okay? So, or, like, you know, health type products. So if you go to Facebook right now and you type, you know, healthy, as you can see, there's healthy weight loss. If you type in health on the top and then hit see more results, and then you click on pages, you'll notice that, I mean, you know, health research in Canada, 516,000 likes, right? Female health motivation, 278,000 likes. You know, healthy eating planner, 121,000, right? So we know that the traffic is there. Men's health, 400,000. If I click on see more results, I mean, it just keeps going and going and going, right? So there's, you know, pages with hundreds, you know, women's health, 339,000 likes. You know, and when you're advertising on Facebook, when you're doing Facebook pay-per-click, you can say, okay, I want to advertise my product or service to women's health. And then you can actually tell Facebook to start advertising to that, you know, Facebook fan page. So the traffic's out there. And again, other people are saying they're in other markets. Let's say you're in a, you know, someone says here, let's see, music and
Roger, you know what would be a good idea, Roger?
Audio consulting. So,
you know what would be a great idea?
Yeah.
Let's do an offline. Let's imagine an offline consultant in Ottawa or, you know, some other relatively small city, and show us what's available for an offline client.
Let's do Ottawa.
Yeah.
So if you're an offline client and you're trying to run, you know, traffic to, you're running traffic to a local business, I mean, if you type in a radio station, right? I have a really hot radio station here. It's literally called Hot 89.9. But I can reach like 29,000 people through this radio station if I start marketing through it. And there's Katy Perry acting crazy. But as you can see, again, they have 70,000 likes, okay? So, I mean, could you agree that that might be a great way to start, right? So give me a big yes if you get that. If you're a local business, it might be a good idea to start looking at anything that's very popular in Ottawa. If I do Ottawa events, okay, and I click here, you'll see that there's an Ottawa events page that has 11,000 likes, right? Lots of traffic available there for local as well. So again, Facebook, this is just to show you guys that there's a lot of traffic out there for pretty much anything that you're selling, either your offline services or anything that has to do with online. So let me give it right back to you, Barry.
Okay, so Roger, again, it's going to be a little bit more specific. I may just jump in and ask you a more specific question. So if you're a client offline, Roger, was say a dentist, how would you attack this in terms of Facebook? Just again,
Sure.
this isn't the nature of the conversation, but I just want people to get this. How would you attack it? What would you do? What are the steps you would take in terms of
Well, for a
locating the
dentist,
right
I mean, you would
audience?
want to, again, start...
Sorry.
Yeah, you would want to start locating all the different type of audiences in your city. So here is a local Ottawa events, page. So I can absolutely start targeting people who are in Ottawa if I'm doing Facebook pay-per-click. You can also start targeting people who like different types of fan pages. So I can also type, people who are in Ottawa that like, yoga, right? So I can start going through all of the yoga pages in Ottawa and start to target every single yoga page out there if I've got, a yoga, if I'm working with someone who's in the business of yoga, right? I could target Ottawa real estate agents because a lot of real estate agents are selling homes, properties to people who are moving somewhere and they most likely will need a dentist, right? So there are a lot of ways that you can start advertising and finding the question, the traffic online, even if you're an offline marketer. Okay?
Beautiful.
So again,
Beautiful.
you're able to start. I hope that's clear. I mean, give me a big yes if that's a little bit clearer here. John is asking, how do I get my ad on their page? Very simple. If you sign up for Facebook ads, it's very simple. You'll see in pages you can actually add pages that people like and stuff. So it's very easy to do that for sure.
Okay, the point is here, the major point we're trying to make here is simply that the traffic exists on Facebook. That really is the major point. Why don't you hand over the keys over to me again one more time, Roger? I'm going to get back into the presentation.
Sure, absolutely.
Share my screen. Can you see, Roger, my presentation?
Not yet. Now I can, yeah.
Okay, all right, there's my PC working fast. Thank you. All right, so number one, traffic exists in social media. Your audience is right there. I don't care if you're an onliner in parenting or whether you're an offliner trying to help a local business. Local traffic is there as well. If only, and here's the thing about social media, and there's a really, really powerful thing here. If you could get their Facebook email address of someone that's in social media, that's got a Facebook account, it would literally 5 or 10 times the power of that email, because when someone creates a Facebook account, they're using their real email. When you give away something for free and you ask someone for their email, sometimes or quite often, they're going to give you a bogus email. So you have less interaction with that person on your list. In fact, your emails will never get through to them. So if you could just leverage that, there is something extremely powerful about that. And Roger and I have learned about that over the last couple of years. Now, the thing about social media, and this is a part of the love affair that people should have with social media, is that it's a great free way to engage an audience and potentially make sales for free, because your audience is there, they're captivated, people spend hours on Facebook. If you could only engage them properly, you have the opportunity to lead them through the process and to make a deal. That's the potential of social media. So give me a big guess if that makes sense to you. If you understand that social media, if only you could leverage it, is a huge thing, and that, if you have the potential to do so, that's something you'd want to do, whether you're an onliner or an offliner. I just want to make sure everyone understands social media is powerful, but of course the big problem is, how the heck do you do it? So I see here that everyone seems to get that, yes, social media is incredibly powerful. So then why don't more marketers use social media to make money and drive traffic? Now here is the downside. I told you there's a love-hate relationship with social media. And Roger, you're going to interact with me here, but social media, we all know, because there are so many people there, yes, there's a lot of traffic, but there's so much noise going on. How do you stand out? How does your offline client stand out in social media so you build a great community? How do you, as an individual in this mass market of marketers, how do you stand out? It's an issue that a lot of people have. And here's the other thing. Here's the hate element of social media. Here you are creating amazing content, and you're basically giving away your most valued asset that you have in your business when it comes to online marketing. That's your content. You're giving it all away to Facebook. They take that stuff. If it's good, they devour it. They give it EdgeRank, and they drive more traffic to it, and they get viral traffic coming in, and they improve the SEO rankings. And you are basically making social media sites the powerful juggernauts that they are. So what's happening is your most valued asset is literally supporting a company or a platform that has no interest in you. It has obviously a very limited self-interest. So this is the part of the hate relationship that marketers have with social media. All that effort is going to support something else that might pay you back in some way. It might not. So that it really is an issue. Roger, we've experienced that. It's been frustrating as heck, knowing that we're not really maximizing the work that we're doing in social media when we make a post on Twitter, when we make a post on Facebook, and that's something that we went ahead and tried to rectify. But why don't you just relate to the issue at least?
Well, let me just, again, bring this back to me here, because I want to show everyone something, just so you understand what we're talking about. So let me know, give me a yes here once you can see my Facebook screen.
Yes.
You guys can see that?
Yes, we see it.
Okay. So here's the thing, okay? Shop St. Joseph is a company that I helped start out and helped them out with their social media, and now we're on their own and they're good to go. But here's the thing. So they're posting stuff here, but I never see their posts. I mean, would you agree that it's kind of hard? Like, oh, yep, right here, okay? The Heart of BIA, right, which is the same, they're the same brand.
Yeah, Roger, there's a problem here with your sound. It's coming in and out.
So if, like, the odds of...
In and out,
Very
in and out.
strange.
Yeah.
Can you hear me a little bit better?
Yeah, we hear you
Okay.
hit and then it disappears.
Okay, very strange. So as you can see that it's very, very, very hard for businesses or yourself as a brand or Facebook ads right here. There's all...
Roger, you're breaking up so badly. I think if you can call in, Roger, I think it's important perhaps you call in on your phone, because the sound is like literally we're getting maybe 20% of what you have to say. I'm not joking. It's awful. So
all right, sounds good.
It's a new record for your
sounds
Mac.
Good. Let me call in. Yep.
All right, so we're going to wait for you whilst you do that. And as Roger's calling in, there you go. We're going to get Roger on a phone call, and we're going to resolve the problem in literally 30 seconds. But again, guys, what Roger's coming to show you, I'm not exactly sure where he was going because I heard about as much of that comment as you guys heard. But the main idea here is that this is your vital asset. And what Roger's basically going to share with you, it seems to me at least, is that this is a client that he helped set up on Facebook. And the problem is that they make a post, but no one ever gets to see those posts. It just gets lost. And I don't know if any of you are on Twitter. You make a tweet, and by the time it's 2 minutes have passed, it's already superseded on people's feeds with 30 or 40 other tweets, and suddenly it's completely and utterly lost. And that's extremely frustrating. So the main issue here is that you can invest time in Facebook and Twitter, but if you're not maximizing and you're not leveraging that content that you are generating for Facebook and Twitter, all you are basically doing is giving them this incredible ability to extract your content and benefit personally from it, whilst you are getting practically no benefit from it whatsoever. So, I mean, does that make sense, you guys? Is that your experience? I'm sure everyone here has at least made a few tweets here and there, or has traded a Facebook page, and you just feel, my goodness, I'm all over the place. I'm spending time, energy, money that could have been spent elsewhere. At the end of the day, what sort of bang for my buck am I getting? So, and I hear that everyone, as Tony says, yes, it's very frustrating. Yes, it is extremely frustrating. Now let's go back now to my presentation. We're going to wait for Roger. As soon as he gets back, I'm going to bring him back on again in a second. I'm just going to join right now, make myself a presenter. Never done that before. All right, so we're back now to my screen, and Roger will share his screen a little bit later on. Okay, so then Roger's back, just as I move the screen over, Roger. So I was just making a point that why don't you just make it orally about your client there and how they were basically getting lost within the noise of Facebook.
Well, it's just, again, it's noise with social media. It's almost impossible for them to compete with the hundreds and hundreds of people that are, on everyone's Facebook now. So it's just, again, and they're giving away all this great content, all these articles, all these things about local events to other websites, and they're not seeing any of that traffic. So it's, it's a tough one right now. I mean, social media is a tough game to crack. I mean, it really is.
Let's go back to this. So now, let's get back in. I hope everyone can see my content here. Just give me a big yes. You can see my screen. Yep. So here's the thing. As a result of all this, you're failing to really elevate your site, you're failing to elevate your brand, you're not going anywhere fast, and you're spending all this time, basically 99% of the help you're giving is to Facebook and very little for yourself. So it's really hard, therefore, to turn all that social media work that you might be doing into direct sales of your product or of an affiliate product. So you're stuck. You're working and you're getting very little bang for your buck. No wonder marketers generally shy away from social media. And this is an experience that Roger and I have gone through ourselves.
Can I ask a question? I mean, everyone on the call here, are you facing the same issues? Like, give me a big yes if we're on the same page here as you are. I mean, do you get this? I mean, do you get how hard it is to keep everything when it comes to social media in a place that just makes sense for local businesses or your own brands, where there's so much noise out there that it's almost impossible to compete, right? And that's the big issue right now, and I'm getting a ton of yeses. Like, it's crazy. You know, Kimberly saying yes, very frustrating. You know, getting killed by too many inputs to digest, says Doug. Yeah, Facebook rules are restrictive now. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, and that's just online. Now, let's talk about offline businesses. So why do they love social media? We spoke about like online businesses. Let's talk about offline businesses and talk about their love-hate relationship. And then we're going to show you how we get around all this, because if you can get around this, you're onto something massive. As an offliner, you have a killer service to sell. If you're an onliner, you finally can leverage social media to give you what you really want, which is more traffic, more sales, and more branding out there in the marketplace. So why do offline businesses potentially love social media? Well, quite potentially, it's an incredible place, and I'm stressing the word potentially, to get more brand awareness. Building social media communities are awesome if, again, you know how to leverage them. You get targeted free leads if you use social media correctly. The potential is enormous, and local businesses will pay a king's ransom to get this. Which local business would not pay a fortune for targeted leads if they had to pay for them? And Roger, you're an expert on this. You've sold leads. I mean, just share with people, what is a lead worth to a dentist, to a chiropractor, to a lawyer? Why don't you share like a few of the statistics of what you were charging when you were generating leads for these companies per lead? Roger, you still there? Well, this is a great advert for Canadian Telecom, I have to tell you. Absolutely fantastic. But anyway, Roger was charging literally, I mean, tens of dollars, $40, $50 a lead at times for different industries. So this really is extremely, extremely powerful stuff. So that's why local businesses would do anything for these leads. So that's the love. And of course, that leads them to the potential for more sales, which is absolutely fantastic.
For sure.
All right, Roger's back. Roger, you disappeared again. Now you're back. Do you own shares in Canadian Telecom or something? Because they're probably not going to do so well after this call. Anyway, offline businesses. Now let's talk about what they hate about social media and what you can do to really help them to save the day. This is what they hate. The fact is, for local businesses, competition is harder than ever. The noise we spoke about online, for them, it's just too much. They lack time. It's a horrible time waster for them. And that's why they don't really generally get involved with social media enough. And even if they do, they don't get enough edge rank for their posts, and as a result, it's not seen by anyone, so they're not getting a result out of it. And they're rarely good enough to motivate them to continue. And this is the problem a lot of offliners have with social media. They set a company up, they get them fixed up, they get some nice-looking social media portfolios and platforms, but at the end of the day, delivering a product that's working, that's providing leads, that's creating interest, that's driving traffic to the website is lacking. How long can you keep a client if that is the sort of return and results that you're generating for them? So, I mean, give me a big yes if you understand that that is no way to build a long-term business if all you're going to do is flog social media sites or social media work, when after 2-3 months at it, you've charged them, I don't know, thousands of dollars, if not at least $1,000, and you haven't provided for them what they really want, which is more leads and more money. As Douglas says, you'll never be able to keep them. Roger, I mean, you've gone through this with local clients. If you can't generate a result, you're not going to keep them. It's no way to build a long-term business. I hope you can hear us now, Roger. Well, so much for that. I was enjoying the conversation with Roger, but it looks like he's off to bigger and better things over there. All right. So that's the love-hate relationship. Now, so how should online marketers and offline businesses leverage social media to make more sales and build a massive list? Well, these are the things you absolutely have to do. If you don't do this, you're never going to get it. So there's certain things you absolutely need to do, and this is it. Number one, you've got to get people. Can you hear me, Roger? Roger?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on today.
But can you hear me, Roger?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
All right. Stay tuned, Roger. We're going to need you in a few minutes. This is what you need to do to get social media. This is what you need to do right now. Number one, you absolutely need to get social media traffic onto your site. You need to isolate this traffic from the noise. You need to get them away from Facebook with all the razzmatazz, with all the noise and all the competing posts and tweets. You need to get them into a isolated, focused place. Probably the best place on earth for you to get them to is your website. Give me a big yes if that makes sense to you. If you can get that traffic that's looking at your tweet or looking at your Facebook page, and instead of having them on Facebook, getting them immediately to your website, do you agree that that would turn the tables? All right, there's a few people that haven't yet answered. I just want to make sure everyone understands that would turn the tables on the situation. Excellent. Secondly, tell me if you agree with the next assertion. You cannot give up on your biggest asset, your content. Because by giving up on your content, you're giving up on your business because you're not getting any benefits from that content on Facebook, or very little. So what you need to do, and it took Roger and I 18 months to discover this and to realize what we were doing. You cannot give up on your biggest asset, your content. It's got to remain, and it's got to be directed back to your website, because that's all you really have. All right. Now, the issue is, of course, Facebook is a great traffic generator, but you can't have them looking at your posts on Facebook and then send them off to some article or some video somewhere else and make someone else rich. You've got to get them back to your site. You need to isolate them and get them engaged with your content on your website. So again, give me a big yes if part two makes sense. Because again, it took Roger and I months, 18 months of wasted time, effort, and energy and money realizing this. Okay, and I know this is obvious, but that's because we reached the solution. But until we got here, we were doing the same thing that everyone else was doing, and we were asking ourselves, are we getting enough bang for our buck? Now, in today's world of mass distribution of content, you absolutely need a central hub for your content. Whilst leveraging the traffic that social media can give you, got to get yourself a central hub. We call that a blog. But you need your blog to become the central location where all this traffic goes to, that you can control and that you can have access to. So that's absolutely essential. So I'm glad everyone understands this and everyone gets this. Roger, you ready? Let's see if Roger is going to be available in a second. I want him to show you some of the things that we're doing. Now, here's the reality. Facebook
I'm here, Barry. I'm just opening up my laptop here because I don't know why, but my connection is horrible. So I'm going straight into my high-speed internet at the house here. So let's see if this is any better.
Okay, so maybe, I mean, the worst comes to worst, you'll just show what you want to show, and I can do the description later on if there's an audio issue. Okay, but Facebook, here's the bottom line, guys. Facebook is growing at your expense, and I mean that. And again, this is 18 months of toil and wasted time that we reached this conclusion. Your social curation. Does everyone understand what curation is? Give me a big yes if you know what curation is. When you go and create a link and you send someone to a video or an article and you write a comment, you are curating. Everyone understands that. Now, your social curation is benefiting Facebook because you're exciting their audience, and you're getting Facebook more eyes, more ears, and more people spending more time on their website. They're getting all the SEO juice from all the work that you're doing due to the fresh viral content that you're creating. Anything that's good, they're going to make use of. Anything that's not good, they're just going to discard, and you're going to get no benefit from anyway. So it really is, obviously, this is like a slot machine, very much in the favor of the social media platforms. Then, worst of all, you then throw in a link to something. What are you doing? You're then sending that traffic to someone else's website, whether it's an article website or a video, And the bottom line is you're not benefiting from this at all. You literally are benefiting very little. You'll be very lucky if that type of tactic is going to get you any sort of traffic to your website or any sort of sales. And even worse, Facebook doesn't allow you to share with other networks like Google and Google Plus One or Twitter, and Facebook is taking all the traffic itself. So I think everyone gets the idea. Again, give me a big yes if you understand that this really is a big issue, and the solution lies in you taking control of the situation and bringing people to your website, controlling the content, controlling the message, controlling the links to affiliate products if you wish to do so, so that you have complete control over your social media. So I see everyone here says absolutely yes, they get it. Now, Roger, why don't you share with people, and I hope your connection is good enough to do this, but why don't you share with people how we go about doing this and what we use to be able to control the situation and turn the tables on social media so that we get the benefits of social media, but we don't give up on what's most precious to us, which is our content and the traffic that we can generate, and we maximize and leverage that. Why don't we, can we have the presentation over to you?
Yeah, so try to send it over to me here. I'm just...
All right. This is Roger. Let's go to Roger over here. There's two Rogers. So let's try this one. 1 second. Tell me if that works, Roger.
Let's see. Nope, not yet. No.
So it's the other one.
No, it's not. Try the other, Roger. Yeah. Not one. Try the other.
All right. 1 second. I apologize, guys. I've got to get this over because this is really important. Let me see if I can... Hold on. Try that, Roger. It is confusing. Does that work?
Yep, it's asking me to show my screen. Absolutely.
All right, perfect. All right, again, guys, this is what we've been doing.
So,
yeah, go for it, Roger.
Okay, so the big thing here is that you want to create a central hub for all of your content and all of your posts, because again, you're giving all of this content, everything that you're doing on the social networks, you're giving it away to Facebook, and they're just getting rich off of it. So here's what we have created. We've spent a couple of months working on this, but it's a central hub, and Stephen is a great student of ours. He allowed us to use his social media just so we can show you guys how this is working. But how this works, guys, is it is a central hub for your Twitter and Facebook posts, so that every single time that you update your Facebook or your Twitter, it also does social curation to your blog, and it creates a very, very highly SEO'd blog. So there are a couple of things that this does. So as you can see, in one click, this is just a one-click thing, it'll create all of your categories, bring in the last 30 days of your Facebook post, as well as a ton of content from your Twitter, so you can have your very own highly SEO'd, social curated blog within seconds. So it's a one-click tool that allows you to do this. So here are posts that were done from a couple people. We uploaded the post here automatically, and as you can see, if I click here on the post, it does some of the most beautiful curation. It grabs the pictures, it grabs the content, and it also, here, as you can see, teacher, only webinar, learn how to save your retirement. This is the comment that was sent on Facebook. So Stephen wrote this comment, teachers only webinar, learn how to save your retirement on Facebook, and then posted the link. And then this curated the link, put some information about the webinar, and it allows you to share it through all of the networks instead of hoarding everything through onto Facebook. Okay, so give me a big yes if you're following me so far and you think that this is pretty cool. Again, one click, and you're able to get all of this uploaded into your own blog, so you can start, stop giving away all this stuff to Facebook. So Barry, give me, let me know what the consensus is here. I'm not seeing the questions. I'm just showing my screen here.
Yeah, everyone is just saying this is super cool. This is super cool, and the people asking if this is a WordPress plugin. So just continue with the journey. Explain how this has resolved all the issues.
Okay, so that is one thing. So again, when you're posting, here's the issue that you're having right now. When you are sending, any type of article or anything like that, and you're just posting it directly through to Facebook, then you're sending all the traffic, all the link juice to that article